Welcome, mariners and maritime enthusiasts. Today, we're diving deep into the powerful forces that shape global shipping, atmospheric pressure systems. We'll explore how high and low pressure can mean the difference between smooth sailing and a fight for survival. We'll follow a vessel on the high seas and in port to see how the crew navigates these invisible giants. So, grab your life jacket, and let's get started. Imagine you're on the bridge of the MV Pacific Voyager, a massive Panamax bulk carrier loaded with grain, 12 days into a voyage from Manila to Seattle. You're in the middle of the vast Pacific Ocean, surrounded by an endless expanse of blue. Your primary tools are not just your radar and charts, but your barometer and satellite weather overlays. On your ACTIS, you see two major players on the weather map. To the north, a stable high-pressure system promises calm seas and fair winds. But to the east, something more sinister is brewing, a low-pressure system, rapidly intensifying and threatening to become a typhoon. On board, the signs are unmistakable. The barometer, your most trusted weather guide, is slowly but steadily falling, dropping from 1012 to 1000 to hectopascals. The wind, once a gentle breeze, is now picking up, gusting from the east-southeast at Beaufort 47. The swell is building, growing from a gentle roll to towering waves of 3 to 5 meters. The air temperature dips slightly, a subtle but significant clue that the weather is changing. On the bridge, the atmosphere is tense. The second officer reports to the captain, "Captain, the barometer is dropping steadily, and the wind is veering." Satellite imagery shows a cyclonic formation developing to our east. The chief mate, responsible for the cargo and the ship's stability, adds his assessment. That's the low-pressure system intensifying. It could become a full-blown typhoon within 24 hours. The master, calm but firm, needs to understand the full picture. Explain the pressure dynamics and the operational impact. So, what's happening here? Let's break it down. Low-pressure systems are like giant vacuums in the atmosphere. Air rises, cools, and condenses, forming clouds and precipitation. This rising air draws in wind from surrounding high-pressure areas. The bigger the difference in pressure, what we call the pressure gradient, the stronger the winds. Think of it like a hill. The steeper the slope, the faster a bowl rolls down. A steep pressure gradient creates violent winds and towering waves. High-pressure systems, in contrast, are areas of sinking air. This creates stable, calm conditions with light winds and clear skies, perfect for smooth sailing. Back on the Pacific Voyager, the chief mate outlines the direct impact. On board, we'll see increased pitching and rolling, putting immense stress on the hull and our grain cargo. If that storm's path shifts, we might have to reschedule our arrival in Seattle. The master makes a swift decision. There's no room for hesitation when a typhoon is on the horizon. Plot the storm's projected path on the ACTIS, identify alternate routes south, and brief the entire crew. Everyone needs to be prepared. Let's look at the direct operational effects. A low-pressure system, marked by a falling barometer and rising winds, leads directly to increased wave height and potential cargo stress. A high-pressure system, with its stable barometer and light winds, means a smooth passage and safe navigation. The pressure gradient determines the sea state. A large difference between high and low accelerates winds and creates rougher seas. And a cyclonic formation, with its signature spiral cloud pattern and low core pressure, is a clear signal that storm avoidance is not just an option, it's a necessity. The crew of the Pacific Voyager springs into action. First, they alter their course, diverting 25 degrees to the south to give the projected typhoon path a wide berth. Second, they reduce speed from 13.5 knots to 11 knots. This might seem counterintuitive, but it significantly reduces a heavy rolling motion, protecting the ship and its cargo. Third, the chief mate oversees the checking of all cargo lashings and adjusts the ship's ballast to improve stability, modifying the metacentric height, or GM. Fourth, the bridge watch is doubled, ensuring constant monitoring, and the engine room is put on standby, ready to respond to any command instantly. Finally, the master holds a daily toolbox talk, briefing the crew on typhoon preparedness, ensuring everyone knows their role in the heavy weather plan. The result of this proactive, professional response, the Pacific Voyager safely navigates around the storm's core. The vessel experiences some rolling, but it's limited and manageable, with no cargo shifting. Most importantly, the crew remains safe, and fatigue is managed through careful watch scheduling. This is a testament to skilled seamanship and a deep understanding of meteorology. Now, let's shift our focus. The danger isn't just at sea. Let's imagine our vessel, after its challenging voyage, has arrived at the port of Honolulu, Hawaii. The operation is to discharge the grain and load containerized goods. The morning starts perfectly, light winds, clear skies, and a stable barometer at 10-15 hectopascals. But the tropics are notoriously unpredictable. By the afternoon, the weather turns on a dime. Sudden, powerful gusts roar from the southeast at 25 knots. A thunderstorm rolls in, unleashing heavy rainfall. The barometer plummets, dropping a full 10 hectopascals in just 3 hours. This is a classic squall line, a product of a localized but intense low-pressure event. On deck, the bosun, responsible for the deck crew and mooring lines, alerts the chief mate. "Chief, the barometer dropped fast. There's a squall line approaching." The chief mate radios the bridge for confirmation. "Bridge, what does the radar and satellite show?" The second officer responds, "Confirmed. Lightning and a gust front are approaching fast." The terminal has been advised to take caution. The master's orders are swift and decisive. "Stop all loading operations, secure all cranes immediately. Evacuate all non-essential personnel from the deck." A call comes in from the terminal representative, confirming the severity. Port Authority has issued a warning for a severe squall with a risk of minor flooding. Even in the perceived safety of a port, atmospheric pressure can wreak havoc. A low-pressure-induced storm brings gusty winds that can make crane operations extremely dangerous and cause a berthed vessel to surge against the quay. A sharp pressure gradient can create sudden, violent squalls and downdrafts. And if a typhoon is nearby, the entire port might face closure or even evacuation. The actions taken in Honolulu are just as critical as those at sea. Loading is stopped immediately to prevent cargo damage or accidents. Cranes are suspended and secure. Mooring lines are doubled to handle the increased strain from wind and currents. The crew is reminded of safety protocols for hydration and protection from the elements. A toolbox meeting is held with terminal staff to ensure everyone is on the same page. The result: no injuries, no cargo damage. Operations resume safely once the storm passes. These two scenarios highlight the critical roles and responsibilities on board. The master makes the strategic decisions, a responsibility that rests on experience and a deep understanding of risk. The chief mate is the guardian of cargo safety and ship stability. The second officer is the weather expert, constantly monitoring, plotting, and reporting. The bosun ensures deck safety, while the chief engineer guarantees the machinery is ready for any command. On shore, the terminal representative is the vital link for coordination. This all boils down to a framework of knowledge, understanding, and proficiency. Seafarers must know the structure of pressure systems and the dynamics of wind formation. They must understand that low pressure brings storms, while high pressure brings calm, and that the difference between them dictates the weather's intensity. And they must be proficient in reading instruments, predicting storm development, implementing safety measures, and communicating effectively. This proficiency isn't just good practice. It's mandated by a host of international and national regulations. The STCW Convention requires officer competence in meteorology. SOLAS mandates monitoring weather for navigational safety. The ISM Code requires formal risk management procedures for weather hazards. From MARPOL's environmental protections to the NLC's focus on crew welfare, every aspect of maritime operations is intertwined with weather preparedness. Port State Control officers will verify these actions, checking logbooks and heavy weather plans to ensure compliance. So, what are the key lessons learned? First, atmospheric pressure is the primary driver of major weather events that directly impact shipping. Second, low-pressure systems are the genesis of the most frequent and severe storms. Third, early recognition and proactive route adjustment are the best defenses against accidents. Fourth, port operations are just as vulnerable to rapid, pressure-driven weather changes. And finally, in every situation, the safety of the crew and the integrity of the cargo must always be the top priorities. Understanding the invisible forces of high and low pressure is fundamental to modern seamanship. It's a constant dance with nature, one that requires respect, knowledge, and decisive action. Thank you for joining us on this voyage into the heart of maritime meteorology. If you found this video insightful, please hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and share it with fellow maritime professionals. Stay safe out there, and see you next time.